They seem like harmless words. Turns out, though, I had failed to grasp how youth the phenomenon is. Most of the people hanging out in these chat rooms were teens, and I don't mean 19 either, I mean 14. Some of them, I was about to learn, were mere tweens. I had just traipsed out onto the World Wide Web and asked a bunch of 12-year-old Christians if they wanted to come for a ride in my van. It wasn't long before the children rounded on me. "Nice job cutting off your email address," wrote MathGeek29 in a tone that seemed not at all Christ-like. I doubt if anybody would give a full set of contact information to some complete stranger on the internet. Aren't there any Christian teens in Manhattan who would be willing to do this? A few of the youths were indeed credulous. Riothamus said, "I am 14 and live in Indiana, plus my parents might not let me considering it as a stranger over the internet, but that would really be awesome." A girl by the name of Lil Loser even tried to be a friend. "I doubt my parents would allow their baby girl to go with some guy they don't and I don't know except through email, especially for the amount of time you're asking and like driving around everywhere with you. I'm not saying you're a creepy pedophile, LOL, but I just don't think you'll get too many people interested because, like I said, it spells out creepy. But hey, good luck to you in your questy missiony thing, LOL." The luck that she wished me I sought in vain. The Christians stopped chatting with me and started chatting among themselves, warning one another about me. Finally, one poster on the official Reliant K site hissed at the others to stay away from my scheme, as I was in all likelihood, quote, "a 40-year-old kidnapper," end quote. Soon I logged on and found that the moderators of the site had removed my post and its lengthening thread of accusations altogether, offering no explanation. Doubtless at that moment they were faxing alerts to a network of moms. I recoiled in dread. I called my lawyer in Boston, who told me to stop using computers, his plural. In the end, the experience inspired in me a distaste for the whole crossover festival as a subject, and I resolved to refuse the assignment. I withdrew. The problem with a flash mag like the Gentleman's Quarterly is that there's always some overachieving assistant editor, sometimes called Greg, whom the world hasn't beaten down yet, and who, when you phone him out of courtesy, just to let him know that the crossover thing fell through and that you'll be in touch when you figure out what to do next, hops on that mystical boon, the internet, and finds out that the festival you were planning to attend was in fact not the biggest one in the country, as you had alleged. The biggest one in the country, indeed in Christendom, is the Creation Festival, inaugurated in 1979, a veritable Godstock. And it happens not in Missouri, but in ruralmost Pennsylvania, in a green valley, on a farm called Agape. This festival did not end a month ago. It starts the day after tomorrow. Already they are assembling many tens of thousands strong. Good luck to you in your questy missiony thing. I had one demand, that I not be made to camp. I'd have some sort of vehicle with a mattress in it, one of those pop-ups maybe. "Right," said Greg. "Here's the deal. I've called around. There are no vans left within 100 miles of Philly. We got you an RV, though. It's a 29-footer. Once I reached the place we agreed, or he led me to think he agreed, I would certainly be able to downgrade to something more manageable. The reason 29 feet is such a common length for RVs, I presume, is that once a vehicle gets much longer, you need a special permit to drive it. That would mean forms and fees, possibly even background checks. But show up at any RV joint with your thigh stumps lashed to a skateboard, crazily waving your hooks for hands, screaming you want that 29-footer out back for a trip to you ain't saying where, and all they want to know is credit or debit, tiny sir. 2 days later, I stood in a parking lot, suitcase at my feet. Debbie came toward me. Her face was as sweet as a birthday cake beneath spray-hardened bangs.